YouTube, welcome back to my channel and happy Easter to all of you who celebrate. I hope everyone is enjoying a good Easter break, Easter holiday, spring break. Passover, I think, has fallen at around the same time. But most of us have had some time off this last weekend. Here in the UK, it's Bank Holiday Monday, so nobody's working today. And I think quite a lot of people, like me, for example, are lucky enough to have some time off this week. So it's been nice to finally catch my breath and it relax a little bit after quite a busy time. And it's also been kind of a time for reflection for a lot of us because we're exactly a year into the pandemic here in the UK. We're gradually coming out of lockdown as more and more people are vaccinated, and hoping that this time, if everyone is sensible, we can move forward without further lockdowns, at least for some months. Let's hope so. So I thought today I would just talk about a few favourites from really the last month or so, the kind of run up to March. There are a couple of items here, or missing from this, that I've got in the last few weeks, notably from Guerlain, which I have used quite a lot in the last few days. But I thought I'd concentrate on some favourites. Some are newish products, some are old favourites. Well, one in particular is an old favourite. So without further ado, I have been enjoying as my foundation mixing the Terry Cellular Rosé Rose Stem Cell Brightening Serum. What a mouthful. They make this serum in a lot of different colours. This is the palest. You can see white in the bottle, and it's quite a useful mixed item because you could use it if you like a kind of radiant lightening serum, or you like to use a liquid highlighter that's quite subtle. This would do. It's a treatment though as well as a highlighter, so although I use it in many ways in a way similar to how I used to use the Becca liquid lightener, which I've finished now, and Becca are going out of business, I believe, or having been taken over. That's another story. Anyway, I haven't got any more of that. I use this in much the same way. In other words, I use it underneath my makeup, or what I've been doing is mixing a blob of that with my Les Beige. This is the new formulation of the Les Beige foundation, which I bought at the same time as the Sublimage foundation. And I love both of them. I love the Sublimage slightly more, to be honest, and I was using that a lot until last month when I kind of thought, oh, I better give the Les Beige some love, and it's a lovely foundation, and much cheaper, of course, than Sublimage, so I would unhesitatingly recommend it. Because I'm so pale at the moment, although this is basically the right colour for me, it's BR12. I can still lighten it up a bit with the CC serum, and it works really well. So I've been enjoying that as my foundation. Honourable mention in the tools is the Sublimage foundation brush that came with it. I really love this brush. It's got this kind of domed effect, which is great for getting into the nooks and crannies of the face. It's just the right kind of stiffness. It's a fairly stiff, dense brush, but lovely and soft. It washes well. At the moment, the CC hasn't worn off. They do tend to in some of their brushes. So although the Sublimage foundation is ridiculously expensive, you do get this very good quality brush, and I've been using that with other foundations as well as the Sublimage. While we're on the Chanel products, I have a new to me product in the last month. This is just a real treat. You don't need this. It costs, I think, £50, which is ridiculous for a kind of freshening spray. It's the Hydra Beauty Essence Mist. They do 2 of these. This is the Energizing Mist. I think the other one is a Protection Mist or something like that. It smells absolutely divine, and it's just a very posh kind of moisturising spray. I like to keep it on my desk when I'm toiling away on Zoom or Teams or what have you for hours on end, and we just have a little break. I like to spray that, and it makes me feel better, if not look better. But I fully accept it's a ridiculously expensive indulgence, and you could do just as well with an Evian spray, which is only a couple of quid, I think, at the chemist. Or if you're prepared to spend a bit more, Caudalie do a very nice and a nice fragrance spray as well, which isn't as expensive as this Chanel one, but it's a nice treat. Also, of the new products, I don't think I ever did a Les Beige, the pearl review of the items that I bought. And the truth is, I only bought the 2 nail polishes and one of the eye pencils. So I bought this one, Beige Perlé, and I'm really enjoying it. It is a really useful one. You can see I've actually used it a lot, but it's still not blunting. It's great all over the lid. It does set, so you kind of have to brush it out a little bit if that's what you want to do quite quickly. But it's great for covering as a kind of simple one and go shadow. And then I like using it, smudging it under my eye. It's really nice to work with. And my favourite way of using it in the last month has been smudging it all over the lid and then using one of the Christmas singles, holiday singles, or antique that I have. I'm just doing, it's that one, the very goldy one, over the top. I don't know if this will work on my hand. The 2 work really well together and look very pretty on the eye. And I've been doing that as a very simple eye look with some mascara quite a lot last month. The other thing that I've been doing, and I posted on Instagram, I didn't buy from the Chanel Les Pearl collection, the eyeshadow quad. I undenied for a long time because I was quite curious about it. It had those 2 kind of white, off-white shades in it, and then a plum colour and a more kind of taupey colour. A lot of people commented that they weren't very pigmented, they were very faint. And I wasn't sure in the end how much I would use it, but I did think about getting it. And then in the end, because I didn't really like the spring-summer Chanel collection, and I haven't felt that any of the spring eyeshadow collections have really been up my street from any of the top brands, I ended up getting out an old favourite. I showed it on Instagram and someone asked what year, so I had to Google. This is actually from 2013 and it's Delicatesse. And I always get it out at this time of year. I just think it's the loveliest spring palette. Let's just get rid of the... it's a really nice mixture because I like having a white to use in the inner corner of the eye, which is very dark on me. I like having, you know, a pretty peach. This is still silky smooth, even after all these years to use. Perhaps not as pigmented as it used to be. Then there's this gorgeous, I think this is very spring-like, just for a pop in the centre of the lid for me, but you could use it more if you like. How pretty and spring-like. And then you've got this kind of darker plum, which I use a bit more sparingly. If you like a more dramatic look, then it's a great one, but I just like it for a bit of transition with the pink. And then let's just show you the white. So I don't know what it quite is I love so much about this palette, because it's not a very integrated look in some respects. It's quite cool, and I just think it's really pretty and feminine, and makes me think of Blossom and all things spring. So definitely one that I love at this time of year. And I also like a really pretty pink lipstick at this time of year. This is Marguerite by Lips and Girls from Tom Ford a few years ago. I don't know if you can still get it. Very, very pretty pearlized pink. I have also been using quite a lot my Chanel Holiday in, it's not what I thought. I'll show you this, but it's not the Or Beige or Beige Or that I've been using a lot. I have used this. This is La Mysterieuse. They don't make it anymore. But again, it's quite a nice, cool tone. Actually, it looks fairly mid there, doesn't it? I have worn that. It's not what I intended to show you, but there we go. A new blush that I've been using quite a lot. I have been using the Guerlain Meteorites recently, but before that I'd been using the Suku liquid blush from the spring collection. I don't know if that has a name. It's just blush number 1. Shimmer blush it's called. It's not shimmery at all. It's just creamy, pretty pink. And with it, I've quite liked the Westman Atelier Peu de Rose Superloaded Tinted Highlight. I don't like how difficult it is to get into. And I'm still not sure about the texture, which is quite sticky when you put your finger in it. So it's a real mixture between powder and liquid. But it's very, very pretty. Now, someone asked me on Instagram, they said it looked too dark, and it does look dark in the pan, to wear as a highlight. Could you wear it as a blush? Well, I'm pretty fair, fairer than the back of my hand looks like on my face. And it's too pale for me to wear as a blush, but it does work as a highlight with a pretty pink blush, and just gives that nice sheen on top. Is it worth how much it costs? It is very expensive. No, probably not. And I'm not too sure what I think about the formula. I thought when it kind of goes on so sticky that maybe it would be better lasting than powder highlights, but I haven't found it to be so. It's not bad, but it's not any better than my favourite Dior highlighters, which I would still recommend over anything else, I have to say. And I'm looking forward to the Dior spring collection, really, to get my hands on the highlighters more than the eyeshadows, but that's a story for another day. So those are my kind of favourites for the last month or so. I hope all of you are doing well. Always happy to hear about your favourites, any great buys that I've missed out on recently. I get some great tips from you guys. And as ever, if any of you have made it through to the end of this great monologue, please, a thumbs up is very much appreciated. So until next time, bye for now.